The Shanghai World Financial Center, often called the world's fanciest bottle opener, stands out hilariously against the other buildings in Shanghai's skyline. In the heart of Shanghai, where ancient tradition meets cutting-edge modernity, one architectural marvel rises above the rest: the Shanghai World Financial Center. William Peterson, the chief architect, had a monumental challenge on his hands. He discovered that in ancient Chinese culture, the Earth was represented by the square, while the circle represented the sky. Drawing inspiration from these concepts, his design blended both shapes into a soaring 95-story prism of steel and glass, lifting the eye and the soul from the earth to the heavens. However, this original design of a square and circle was changed into a square and trapezoid to avoid resemblance to the rising sun design of the Japanese flag. 60,000 tons of steel, 260,000 cubic meters of concrete, 2,000 dedicated Chinese workers, and some of the best design brains in the business worked to build the Shanghai World Financial Center. Standing nearly 500 meters tall, this skyscraper is designed to withstand killer typhoons, powerful earthquakes, and even terrorist attacks. The project's lead engineer, haunted by the events of 9/11, ensured that every aspect of the building's design prioritized safety and resilience. Completed in 2008, the building rose 101 stories high, making it the tallest structure on the Chinese mainland and the third tallest in the world at that time. The Shanghai World Financial Center stands tall in Pudong, an area transformed from an aging suburb into a gleaming financial district. But the building crew faced a big problem at the start. River water saturated the soil of Pudong, turning it into unstable mud. When they pumped the water out, the land sank. Since 1920, parts of Shanghai have sunk almost 2 meters. They knew construction couldn't proceed until the design team successfully grappled with Pudong's less-than-ideal geology. Shanghai is all alluvial soil, so there's no bedrock that you would find in other places, where you go down one floor, and then you're sitting on granite. The team's solution was this. If they couldn't build on granite, they'd use a simple but effective device to anchor their skyscraper in mud, friction piles. Steel rods were driven 80 meters into Pudong's swamp. The deeper the piles pushed into the mud, the harder the mud pushed back, gripping the rods tightly, creating a stable foundation, floating the World Financial Center like a ship on Pudong's waterlogged soil. In 1997, construction of the Shanghai World Financial Center began. But just as the foundation was completed, disaster struck. Asia's overheated economies collapsed. The last thing China needed was a $625 million empty office building. Investors pulled out, and construction ground to a halt. 5 years passed, and by 2003, Asian economies were roaring back. New investors were found. When construction started in 1997, the world's tallest building was Malaysia's Petronas Towers, standing at 88 stories. The 95-story World Financial Center was on track to take the title. But by 2004, Taiwan's Taipei 101 soared to 101 stories. The World Financial Center's foundation was designed to support only 95 stories. Adding 6 more stories meant extra weight pressing down on a foundation that couldn't handle it. The challenge was to come up with a building that was larger and taller, yet needed to be stronger and lighter. The solution? A modular design that required less steel to build, making the building lighter. The design featured a repeating pattern of 12 stories, so what looks like a single 101-story building is actually a series of 12-story buildings stacked on top of one another. In spite of financial disaster, the Shanghai World Financial Center was built to survive the relentless fury of nature and of man. This marvel of engineering renews our faith in humanity's drive to overcome challenges, recover from tragedy, and keep on reaching for the sky. Thank you for watching, and let me know what you want to explore next.